Hello. This morning I want to talk to you about sleep patterns, how they relate to having chronic pain, chronic stiffness from ankylosing spondylitis, any kind of arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, any kind of things like that, basically. So, quite often I wake up having, it can be a rough night's sleep, it can be a good night's sleep, but I will wake up with a certain amount of sort of stiffness, I guess, rigidity within my body, shoulders, legs, arms, hips, back, neck, ankles, nose, ears, everything. Anyway, basically, one thing can affect the other. Having chronic pain can lead to sort of mental health issues like depression and anxiety. I've spoken about that on my video yesterday. Go and check it out if you haven't seen it. And that can lead to difficulty sleeping as well. So if you've got a chronic illness, chronic pain, anything that's chronic, whether it be physical or mental, it can affect your sleep pattern, your ability to get to sleep, your ability to stay asleep, and your ability to basically wake up and function properly. You then suffer from a level of fatigue that is way above, any kind of acceptable level to function properly. So the following night, you're overtired, you're causing, it can cause serious problems. Sorry about any noises and stuff. The dog's like rustling around with her toys and things, and sneezing, it seems. So sleep patterns are, to function properly, you do need a decent amount of sleep. It's simple as that. The recommended amount is like 8 hours or what have you. There's obviously studies around that say, oh, it's okay, you can have 6 or 7 or 9 or whatever. But let's just say, for argument's sake, it's 8 hours sleep. If you've got a chronic problem and you go to bed at, say, 10 o'clock, for example, it might take you an hour to get to sleep. You need to shut off your brain primarily, and then, your kind of body just falls asleep with it. One problem that you can have with, say, let's go from the chronic pain perspective. Okay, so stiffness is worse in the morning than it is in the evening, but pain can be at any point throughout the day. Sorry, here's the dog here. You might see a little paw coming in. Yeah, someone wants attention. Yeah, the pain can be there all day. So if you've got either a flare-up, you're suffering from a virus, you're suffering from just an excessive amount of chronic pain that above your normal standard level, which is, it might be 3 out of 10 for your normal level, and it's shooting up to 7 or 8 out of 10, and you're really suffering, the last thing that's going to happen is you're going to fall asleep, because the pain is just keeping you awake. It's as simple as that. If you do manage to get to sleep, move ever so slightly, and what's going to happen? That pain's going to hit you again. You're going to wake up. You're going to struggle to get back to sleep, and you just get a rough night's sleep. So people with chronic issues, pain, whatever it is, mental issues, or any kind of depression, anxieties, things like that, are going to struggle to get to sleep, struggle to stay asleep. Then when they finally do go off at 2 minutes to 7 o'clock, just before the alarm goes off, and how do you feel when you wake up in the morning? You feel awful, absolutely awful. It's like you've had 3 or 4 nights out on, you know, a massive bender, and, you know, you haven't. As simple as that. You know, I don't know if any of you remember the hedonistic days of the 90s when, you know, Ibiza was, you know, every night of the week, and, you know, you're going out and partying and stuff like that. It feels like that. But you haven't done any drinking. It's awful, absolutely awful. And of course, because of this, you don't function the next day. Without sleep, you cannot function. It's simple as that. You can only go a certain number of days without sleep. We're talking like absolutely no sleep whatsoever, before you start hallucinating. I mean, that says it all. Your brain needs to shut off. And in my sort of like experiences, I don't feel that my brain shuts off when I nap. And so, you know, when I do nap, like sort of once, twice a day, doesn't quite, I'm not in full sleep mode, not without a shadow of a doubt. It's just kind of like a resting nap rather than a sleep. And that, all that is like to kind of regenerate some of my power for the evening. That's it. That's all it kind of does, really. Nothing more than that. But anyway, without your sleep, yeah, you start hallucinating. And I'm not being funny, without sleep over a certain number of days, your brain starts to obviously play tricks on you. It deteriorates, and you know, you can eventually, you know, not be here anymore, basically, from just not sleeping. It's crazy. Your body needs to shut down. So, are there solutions? Well, there's the question. Right. So, if it's pain that's keeping you awake, you need to be able to address that pain. You need to be able to manage that pain, and be able to manage it at the right time, so that if there are, let's say, for example, I'm going to take it on a very, very small level here, right? You've got a headache. Yeah, you take paracetamol for a headache. That paracetamol takes, what, I don't know, half an hour to actually start working its magic, and then will last for, let's say, 3 hours, okay? So there's no point in taking it at midday and hoping that you'll have a good night's sleep. Take it half an hour before you go to bed, boom, it's gone. When you go to sleep, at least you know you're going to have a certain number of hours of, you know, potentially good sleep. So that's how, imagine that, but on a larger scale. So if you're prescribed painkillers from the doctor, so for me, I am on a painkiller for my pain. I take one in the morning, which sets me up for the rest of the day, and then one at, it's about 9 o'clock at night, with that intention that by the time that it's kind of flowing and what have you around your system, I can get a better night's sleep. Not a good night's sleep or brilliant night's sleep, just a better one than it would be if I don't take it. And if I forget to take them, or I take them too late or anything like that, I soon know about it. So they do actually work. That's simple as that. Painkillers, whether they're a ibuprofen style painkiller or a paracetamol style painkiller, or whatever it is, you know, through to a prescribed painkiller from your GP or whatever. These are different levels obviously, you know, take them as prescribed. I'm not telling you to do anything stupid or anything like that. Take them as instructed. Yeah? Good. Okay, so that's your physical side of things. You know, if it's stiffness that's, you know, holding you back and making you, holding you back, it's like the pun there. Anyway, right, yeah, if it's stiffness, then do some exercises before you go to bed, so that, you know, stretches, blah, 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 blah. If you know your back is the one that's playing up, do the stretches that maybe your physio or your, you know, whoever has taught you. There's loads on the, on YouTube. I spoke about Alex Levine Fitness before, and Yoga for AS, those guys before. They've got loads of stuff in terms of stretches and stuff like that. Do those before you go to bed, and in the hope that you have a nice relaxed physical state, ready to go to bed. Okay, so there's those sorts of things. There's the mental side of things, so you need to be able to switch off your brain. So there's like things like what's it called, like meditation. If there's something that you know relaxes you, if it's a type of music, you know, I still play music. I have done for years and years and years and years, just on a really, really quiet level. And it doesn't matter whether it's a calm, like Radiohead, for example. I might put that on, just the softer songs like that, and make me go to sleep. But equally, I might put on something absolutely, you know, noisy, but still at a low volume. I'll put on Metallica or something like that, low volume. At the end of the day, it's kind of like a white noise in the background. And that white noise just kind of lulls me off to a nice, sorry, it looks like I'm stroking a cat. Lulls me off to a nice, like, sleep. There's breathing techniques, so yeah, in through your nose, out through your mouth, all that sort of business. There's loads of those on YouTube on how to relax your body, and effectively you're just putting yourself in a very, very, not hypnotic state, but just like a completely relaxed state. And that is just self-care. As simple as that. These things that you can do. You know, you can go to your GP and say, I'm not sleeping, what can you do for me? And they might give you a sleeping pill. Yeah, might work. Each to their own, that's fine. Alternatively, you can go, okay, what's my problem? I'm not sleeping. Why am I not sleeping? Figure out the cause of the problem. If you can find the cause of the problem, you should be able to go, okay, well, actually, I'm not sleeping because I'm a bit stressed at this place, that place, stressed at work. Stress at work is massive at the moment. So you need to be able to de-stress. How do you de-stress? Find out on your local YouTube channel, wherever that may be. It's basically look up how to de-stress for a better sleep or something like that, you know, and it will come up with something, you know. Just try them out. You don't know unless you try. Once you're out of ideas, then, you know, maybe the GP might be able to help you with things, but go for it. What have you got to lose? At the end of the day, sleep is brilliant. I love being asleep. You should too. It's amazing. Just that feeling, just going off to sleep. No one, hopefully no one will disturb you, but you know, you just sleep, dreaming about just stupid things like being Skeletor, invading Castle Grayskull, and, you know, giving He-Man what for. That's what you dream about, and just stupid stuff, you know. Just think up of stupid stuff, dream about it, you know. Be awesome in your dreams. There you go. Be awesome in not your dreams as well. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, I kind of rambled on. Aim for better sleep, and you'll have better times awake. There you go. I think that's the thing to take away from this video. Other than that, same as usual. Any questions? How do you sleep? How do you, if you're having problems sleeping, get through it, and all that sort of business? Comments down below. In the meantime, subscribe, like, all that business. Lovely, and see you tomorrow.